I'm now going to tell you a tool that you can use when you're feeling less than energized, less than motivated, and when you need to exercise and you don't feel like doing it. And when you want to leverage exercise as a way to improve brain function and plasticity. It all involves the vagus nerve, and it involves an aspect of the vagus nerve that very few people are aware of, but in my opinion, is one of the coolest aspects of the vagus nerve. It's at least as cool as vagal control over heart rate variability and autoregulation. And it goes like this. There's a beautiful set of findings from a guy named Peter Strick at the University of Pittsburgh, who used these really cool methods for tracing connections between the brain and body to ask the question, what areas of the brain are communicating with our adrenal glands? Our adrenal glands are two glands that sit atop your two different kidneys, so one atop each kidney, and release, as the name suggests, adrenaline. Adrenaline is also called epinephrine. Your adrenal glands also release cortisol, but for sake of this discussion, let's just think about adrenaline released from your adrenals. What he found through a bunch of experiments done in non-human primates, and that seem to correspond very well to what we observe in humans as well, is that there are three general groups of brain areas. Motor activation areas, so what we call upper motor neurons. So these are the neurons in the brain that control the lower motor neurons in the spinal cord that control the muscles of the body, as well as neurons within our brain that are involved in cognition and planning, and areas of the brain that are involved in emotion that can communicate with the adrenals and cause them to release adrenaline. Now that's great, but it sort of points to a pathway whereby, okay, you know you should exercise, you tell yourself you should exercise, you're emotional about it, and your adrenals release adrenaline and you exercise. Now that's interesting, but what's perhaps far more interesting is that the data from Strick Lab and other labs as well shows that when we move the large muscles of our body, the adrenals release adrenaline, epinephrine. Now, epinephrine has an activating sympathetic nervous system stimulatory effect, right? It tends to make the tissues of the body that are associated with movement and with so-called fight or flight, although again, fight or flight is kind of an extreme example. It tends to activate the organs of the body and make them more likely to be active. It increases the probability that movement will occur. Overall body movement. So when we move the large muscles of our body, our legs, and in particular our trunk muscles, we release adrenaline. That adrenaline activates the organs of our body and further makes it likely that we're going to move our musculature more.